I believe, and I'm saying this retrospectively, that from that moment onward, Charlie and I were assigned handlers. Okay, this is an expression that Kanye used to say, have a handler. I thought that he was just saying that. I thought that he was referring to just Hollywood. I now very much believe that I have had handlers since 2018.
I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody. And you know what I mean? Like I'm crying to see my daughter, and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people aren't in position. Now for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we gonna do with Ye? Oh, he delusional, that's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the t-shirt. Tell him like right now the agenda is, this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know my stance on this. My so-called friends / handlers around me told me, like, if I said that I like Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They basically said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, you know, okay, green light me then. My trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on psyops
Who's this
in the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
I knew I was going to leave, so I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, you know, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believed that they knew what was going on. So, this was troublesome.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like, you know.
But you were stressed out. That's why.
There's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane.
Handler is like a manager. You remember when someone in the documentary said, I feel like a product. In many industries, but especially Hollywood, there are many people dependent on one person for their salary or income. An example of this would be like Britney Spears. Handler's job is oftentimes to let the performer know the show must go on regardless of how you're feeling. Obviously, they're not going to come out right and say that, but that's kind of the underlying tone of their job. So let's say Selena was like, I really want to take a break. I feel like I'm about to break down. The handler's job would be to say, look, a lot of people are depending on you to show up. If you watch the Elvis film, you also got some intel onto how a handler or manager might have that sort of unhealthy dynamic with their product or their performer, just pushing them.
What a lot of people don't know is that sometimes the handler could even be your own father. Like Will Smith was Willow Smith's handler when she was only 10 years old performing Whip My Hair, and he was trying to force her to keep going without factoring in the fact that this is still a child.
Willow's Whip My Hair, you know, it's 2010. I'll never forget, we were in Dublin, Ireland. Willow comes off stage. She was on tour with Justin Bieber, hit record, 20,000 kids whipping their hair in Dublin. And she comes off stage and was like, I'm done, Daddy. And I was like, yeah, baby, that was a great show. She's like, no, I'm done. I'm ready to go home. And I was like, well, no, you can't go home, sweetie. You promised Mr. Jay-Z that you were going to do these 30 days of this tour. He said, no, Daddy, you promised Mr. Jay-Z. And I was like, sweetie, I get it, but we promised as a family and you have to finish. And she looked at me, I'll never forget the look in her eyes, and she was like, it doesn't matter to you that I'm finished, Daddy?
I'm pretty sure Will Smith didn't even know that he was being a handler. And who better to know things like this than Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z is the guy who seems to control and be controlled the most, at least according to Kanye West, not according to me, but according to Kanye West. So this is something that's been going on in Hollywood for a very long time, and some people are only coming to know about it now. And funny enough, something I like about Candace Owens' revelation of all this is the fact that she said, looking at it retrospectively, I think I had a handler, or rather Charlie and I had handlers. And that's a very important thing, because even in Will Smith's case, he didn't know that he was Willow Smith's handler. He didn't say it outright that he was being the handler or anything like that, but you can tell from what we've seen of how handlers behave that he was the handler. Of course, it wasn't at the level where he would force his daughter to take any type of substance or anything like that. Of course, we're far from that. But for general purpose, this is exactly how handlers behave or would behave, right? And outside of that, you come to situations of people like Britney Spears and Michael Jackson, probably Whitney Houston, Kanye West himself, and all these guys. When it gets to that level, there's definitely levels to this, and Will Smith level was just like level 1, father to daughter. Of course, he's still the father, so he'll want the best for his daughter. But when it gets to the level of people profiting off you, where they make the money off you, when it gets to the level of Justin Bieber and Diddy, because Justin Bieber was definitely being handled by Diddy once upon a time, and there's so many clips and pictures of that. When it gets to that level, it's beyond anything, really. It's beyond anything normal, because at that point, you're a cash cow, and you being alive is basically so that you can make other people money. And what you say has to align with the person paying. And so that's the point, and that's the level that it gets to. And that's the level that probably Charlie was at as well. And so if you've always wondered what exactly Hollywood handlers are and how they work, I really hope this video was something that made you more aware or helped shed more light on this situation in particular. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, comment down below, and peace.